Hello everyone. Today the topic is operators in Java, chapter 5. And the topics which we will cover through this presentation are conditional operator, new and dot operator, the difference between accumulators and counters, and the output statements. Here comes the introduction of the conditional operator. The other name of conditional operator is ternary operator. It takes three operands. It consists of condition that evaluates to true and false. So ternary operator is a shortcut version of if-else statement which is based on the condition. If the condition is true, that one set of statement will be executed. If it is false, then another set of statement will be executed. The syntax is condition and then we write a question mark, statement 1, colon, statement 2. Again, I'm repeating that syntax of the ternary operator is first we write a condition. The outcome of the condition is either true or false. If it is true, then statement 1, which is after the question mark, the statement 1 will be executed. If the condition is true, else statement 2 will be executed. Now, see this example. We have a variable which is initialized with 10 and we have a b variable. Now, in this syntax, we are writing condition that if a is equal to 5. Please note down that this equal to, this is a equality operator which compare the value of a and 5. What is the value of a? 10. If 10 is equal to 5, then I write question mark 20 colon 30. So if this condition is true, then after a question mark statement will be executed. So if this condition is true, then 20 will be assigned to my b variable, else 30 will be assigned. Now what is the value of a? 10. So 10 equal to 5? No, it is not equal to 5. So in this case, now 30 will be assigned to my b variable. As this condition is false, so 30 will be assigned to my b variable. So if I write system.out.println, so output of b is 30. Now again I'm writing in the next statement, this statement, a is equal to 10. Now in this condition, what is the a value? 10. Is 10 equal to 10? Yes, this condition is true. Now this condition is true, 20 will be assigned to my b variable. So outcome of this statement is 20. So this is the working of the conditional operator. Conditional operator works with three operands. Three operands means this is the first operand, 20 is the next operand, 30 is the next operand. So there are total three operands. Now one more example. In this question, I'm finding the maximum and minimum of two numbers. Fine. So again, we have two variables. A is initialized with 5 and B is initialized with 3. Now, what I'm doing, I am again writing a condition. Again, condition is writing by the use of relational operator. In previous example, I used the equality operator. Now I'm using is A greater than B. If this condition is true, then A will be assigned to my maths variable. If this condition is false, then B will be assigned to my variable. Now A is 5, B is 3. Is 5 greater than 3? Yes, this condition is true. Then in this condition, A will be assigned to my maths variable. So system.out.println, which is the maths value. In this case, the maths value is 5. Now in another condition, int min equal to, is b greater than a? No, this condition is false. B value is 3. 3 is not greater than 5. Now in this case, the condition is false. Then my b will be assigned to my minimum variable. So what is the output of this statement? The output of this statement is 3. Now, again, we have one more example. In the previous examples, we are assigning the value to the variables. For example, in first example, I have assigned a variable to my maths variable, fine, and my min variable. Here I'm not assigning, I'm displaying the message that if A is greater than B. See, If A is greater than B, then I display a message A is large, else display a message B is large. So how I'm displaying a message? Enclosing in double quotes. Fine. So what is the syntax to write? First I write system.out.println A is greater than B. If this condition is true, then A is large, else B is large. So now in my example, what will be the output? As this condition is false, A is not greater than B. So what will be the output? The output is B is large will be displayed on my screen. Now, in this slide, we understand the term accumulator. The definition says that it is a variable that the program uses to calculate a sum or a product of a series of values. So, accumulator is a variable which values keeps on changing. Why it keeps on changing? Because it holds the result of any operation, either it is a sum or a product on a series. So let's see this example. In the first line, I have written int a equal to 5. Fine. So my variable a is initialized with 5 value. Then in the second line a equal to a plus 10. So after the execution of this statement, what is the output of this statement, or what is the value of a? A is now 15. Then a equal to a plus 20. So after the execution of this line, a equal to a plus 20, 15 plus 20, and the new value of a is now 35. Fine. So the next line is a equal to a plus 30. So the previous value is 35. 35 plus 30, and the new value of a is now 65. So through this example, we understand that the value of a keeps on changing. Why? Because it holds the result, or it is used to calculate a sum of a series of values. Series of values means first 5, then 10, then 20, then 30. So that is the result. The value of a keeps on changing. So in this example, A is known as accumulator. And what is the use of accumulators in programming? They are generally used in loops to find a sum or a product of a series of values. Now here comes the introduction of the counters in this slide. So the definition is that it is a variable that keeps track of the number of times an operation has been performed. So counter is a variable which keeps on count the number of times an event has been done, or an operation. Operation means how many number of times the sum, minus, multiply, divide, any operation has been performed. So let's see this example. In this I have two variables, a and ctr. Fine. A is initialized with 5 and CTR is initialized with 0. Then A equal to A plus 10. Fine. So after the execution of this statement, A equal to A plus 10. So the new value of A is now 15. Fine. Then CTR plus plus. So after the execution of this statement, what is the new value of CTR? CTR is now 1. Then a equal to a plus 20. So after the execution of this statement, 15 plus 20, and the new value of a is now 35. Then the next line is CTR plus plus again. So after the execution of this statement, what is the new value of CTR? 2. Then system.out.println a. So what is the value of a? A is now 35. And what is the value of counter? Counter is now 2. So through this example, we understand that this a is what the values keeps on changing. So a is now accumulator which holds the result of the addition of the series. First it is 5, then 10, then 20. And what is the CTR? This CTR is a counter variable which keeps track of the number of times this addition has been performed on my accumulator. So again I am repeating, what is the difference between accumulator and counter? Accumulator is a variable which holds the result of any operation that has been done on the series, and counter is a variable which keeps track or which count the number of times any operation has been performed. Now here comes the new operator. This we have discussed in the previous tutorials also. That new operator is used to allocate memory to an object during runtime or during the execution of the program. And what is the syntax? The syntax is, again, we write a class name and then object name, and then object name is equal to new class name. So for example, I have a class and furniture and three objects: sofa, chair, table. So how I'm allocating memory to all my these three objects: sofa equal to new furniture, chair equal to new furniture, and table equal to new furniture. Now here comes the introduction of the dot operator. This we have discussed in the previous tutorial also. It has two uses. The first is it is used to access the data members of an object, and the second use is it is used to call the functions of an object. Fine. So if we want to call the data members of a class, or we want to call the data functions of a class, how we are calling? We are calling with the help of object dot name of the data members, object dot name of the function. Now let's see this example, system.out.println. See, many times we are writing this example, system.out.println. This statement is used to display something on the screen. But if you say, carefully observe this, I have written system, then dot operator, out, dot operator, println. Now what is the meaning of this line? This system is what? This is a class. Fine. Then I have written dot out. What is this out? This out is an object. Dot println. What is this println? This println is the function. So I'm calling the function of the class. I'm using the object of the class by using this dot operator. Now here comes the two output statements, system.out.print and system.out.println. What is the difference between these two? In system.out.print, after printing the statement, the cursor remains on the same line. Whereas in system.out.println, after printing the statement, the cursor moves to the new line. This is the only difference. In print statement, the cursor remains on the same line. In println statement, the cursor moves to the next line. Now suppose I am writing system.out.println and I am not giving any parameters in this case. Fine. So after execution of the statement, and this statement has no parameters, so after the execution of the statement, again the cursor comes on the new line. Now with this is the end of the tutorial. So stay home, stay safe. Thank you so much.